Kenya is slowly using its magic, M-PESA, to overtake the kings of the continent, South Africa. Welcome to Solid Finance Podcast and it's Finance with Abbas. On today's episode, we'll be looking at the economic wars between these two great African countries, South Africa and Kenya. I'd like you and I to analyze this point so that we can know if the small challengers, Kenya, are going to overtake South Africa before the end of the year. Before I continue, do well to like, do well to share, do well to comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more finance contents from us. Let's dive right in. Let's be honest, South Africa is the beast of the continent. The GDP is over $400 billion. That's not a plaything. They have the deep water ports, the massive car manufacturing plants, and a stock exchange that handles over billions daily. The primary economy of South Africa is built on gold, platinum, and agriculture. That brings us to the small challengers, Kenya. Mind you, Kenya does not have the minerals. They don't have the gold, the platinum. They depend solely on their M-PESA. Kenya skipped the whole industrial phase and went straight ahead to the digital phase. Let me remind you, while the other parts of Africa are still going to the bank to be able to access their money, a Kenyan will just stay from his house and access his money from his mobile phone. He can make payments for school fees, payments for hospital bills, and payments for anything, anywhere, just with his or her mobile phone. Not just that, they even go as far as controlling their cattle rearing from their mobile phones. The first African country to have a robot cafe is in Kenya. The whole point I'm trying to make from this economic war is that if you want to protect your wealth, take your money to South Africa. But if you want to grow your wealth with speed, run to Kenya. We have to talk about the elephants in the room. The power that South Africa is using and that which Kenya is using. South Africa's grid has been the continent standard for decades. But of recent, we've seen that this standard is tired. Over 90% of Kenya's electricity comes from renewable energy, geothermal, and from their wind. While South Africa is still trying to fix the old coal plants, Kenya is busy building the future. However, Kenya's infrastructure is still very thin. One big storm and the lights might flicker. Meanwhile, South Africa still has the stronger and the thicker bones. Let's compare their transport. We're comparing the Gau train to the Nairobi Expressway. Mind you, these two countries have good railways. So we're going to compare that of Kenya and that of South Africa to know whose railway system is better. South Africa has the best roads in the continent, while Kenya are busy building modern new projects, which is coming to our light soon. Let's talk about their seaports. The biggest seaport in Kenya is the port of Mombasa, while the biggest seaport in South Africa is the port of Ongwara. This is the video of the port of Mombasa.
Kenya has inaugurated the first part of a new container terminal at the coastal town of Mombasa. The terminal, which was opened over the weekend, is expected to boost cargo volumes handled by East Africa's largest port by 50%.
Well, this is the video of the port of Ongwara.
Capital is being poured into the port of Kuka, $50 million worth of investment in 3 projects, and this is a major boost for the local economy.
The port of Mombasa is found in Kenya and they're able to transport over 400 million cargoes annually. Mind you, Kenya does more of imports than of exports, while the port of Ongwara does more of exports. That's to tell you that South Africa gets more money from their deep sea ports than Kenya. Kenya is the link to other foreign countries to be able to get goods and services. Do you think that at the rate which Kenya is importing goods from other countries, they'll be able to overtake South Africa? If you are a digital nomad, you are going to survive smoothly in Kenya. And you can live like a king for half the amount of money which you're going to spend on an apartment in Sandton. South Africa, on the other hand, offers a Western lifestyle that Kenya hasn't fully met. I'm talking about the malls, the healthcare system, and the global brands. South Africa slowly feels like the Europe in the continent. As rich as South Africa is, they still have their problems. The number one reason why people leave South Africa is because of the security problems. Nairobi has its snatch and grab issues, but the violent crime rate is found in Johannesburg. This image is detrimental for South Africa as it might pursue their investors. In Kenya, you feel the peace more, but in South Africa, your wealth is being protected more. You've seen the numbers, so if you want wealth preservation, you go to the South. South Africa has the laws and they hold money as safe in South Africa. But if you want wealth creation, fast and speed wealth creation, you can run to the East, Kenya. And that's because the billionaires in 2030 are likely to be found in Kenya. The truth is, South Africa is the foundation, while Kenya is the ceiling, so you choose wisely. But as for me, I'll run to South Africa to keep my assets and I'll go to do my business in Kenya. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do well to like, do well to share, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance content like this. Until next time, bye for now.